Hello and welcome to week 7, which is starting extremely late, and that is because Cancer overlapped with house number 8 for me, and I ended up, for next time I'll print up some pages from a birth chart analysis that I finished, but yeah, there was a week-long overlap between Scorpius and Cancer where yeah, I ended up totally underestimating what it was going to take me to get through formatting and digging into a birth chart, and for the formatting for the first time. I've been working with people in the charts here and there in bits and pieces up until now, and so it was the first time to really pull it all together into a 20-page document, but very Cancerian, and I just I failed to see it coming that, of course, with the all empathetic, all concerning Cancer energy, yeah, you're gonna get behind constantly. I have a what do I have? My moon, my Mars and Saturn. Sorry, I'm thinking moon automatically because of Cancer. My moon is Aquarius, but my Mars and my Saturn are together in Cancer, and so it's all coming home. So it's very interesting to find out what the shift is in this water energy from Scorpio to Cancer, what the nuances are, and the shift from being extremely, like, I'll show you, although I'm assuming, well, no, you've watched it. If you go back to part B of week 6, then you'll see exactly how many 5 pages of photo diary, right? Different kinds of data that I collected but I assume that it's going to be similar for all my houses because that's my placement. But I just wanted to show, it's the same day as I filmed week 6 part B, so we're, everything's the same. But here we are in Aries. No, that's actually part of Taurus, but here we are in Aries, okay? Right, Sun is still in Aries. There's the tip of Aries, right? And it's going to come down that way. But let's say we don't hit the Pleiades till there. So right until about there, we're still. So it's going to be, where are we at? We're already a week into Cancer. So whether or not the Sun, okay, I've got it as the Sun entering Taurus on the 15th, possibly. It's, yeah, totally possible. So then whether or not I stick with Larry Eli settings permanently, because nothing divides equally 30 degrees. But I did change up my chart. But we do still very much have Venus and Mercury completely in Taurus. They have a long ways to go. They got to get all the way up there out of Taurus. And Mars working his way through Gemini. Okay? So, tropical points are not counting right now, because they're putting Venus and Mercury already in Gemini, and they are not, which totally affects your energy, right? So Venus is still in her own house of Taurus. Mercury is probably well, I guess one thing would be to wonder how to keep track of how Taurus affects Mercury energy. I think nope. I don't know enough yet to say, so I'm just going to document is what I'm going to do. So I'll go through, just checking that I'm still recording here. Awesome. Yeah, see, Venus, we had it marked down in the book that Venus would be direct in Taurus by the 4th, but she was actually already there by the 1st. So I've marked down, I went and listened to Quietest Revolution to Amber Khan. She gave some important dates, but I'm going to see if I really do that. So I got some predictions from her. I got predictions from, I went back, this time I felt called to, I listened to a lot of readers. Empress of Love, I love. Everybody has their favorites. This time I just felt inclined to go back to Tarot Victoria. You know, last month was heavily influenced by Baba Jolie, but I've been running into, the problem for me is being Scorpio, a lot of readers just do not like Scorpio. And so I'm fairly limited. There are enough readers that do understand and love and support, get it, that it's not about being cold, it's about being the deepest sensors and feelers, and just seeing, you know, knowing the bullshit before it's in front of us. Not really out to control anybody. I'm just willing to walk away that much sooner, but I'm also willing to give 1,000 chances. But it's really hard to have that deep knowing about people. The conversation underneath, there's the surface conversation and there's the conversation underneath it, and constantly just aware of that underneath unspoken conversation. And it would be really difficult for a lot of other kinds of people to cope with, obviously, but you know, it's try to treat it as a positive, less of a negative. So I'll get cards for us today. We'll do the prediction. I redid my chart to the Larry Eli settings over the Fagan Bradley. I'm going to see how that plays out. I have both of them in the book now, just to run comparisons, which pushed my moon very definitely into Aquarius energy. It shifted my houses a bit. It backed them up. So that I'm even a bit more Scorpio now, right? But because, again, Larry's settings were correct for Aries hitting, for the sun hitting Aries at not before the 20th of April, right? That's why I switched to that. So I have started, where did I put it? The beauty of things being everywhere. Where the heck did it? Oh, this is, I haven't got that far. This is from 3 weeks from now. But it was the biggest version, right? So I've started on this week's. I still have the second half of it to go, but I've inserted my new chart there. In terms of how distant do I feel or close do I feel to Cancer and Moon energies as I step into this house? Well, definitely coming out of Scorpio. There are things that feel very familiar, but at the same time I worry if they feel like, if I'm going to project onto them, right, Scorpio qualities that are not Cancer qualities. So I got specific, and that was what was so interesting about the overlap of the duties, of the activities, right, of doing that birth chart, taking me, sort of winding me into fourth house energy. Did Gemini and Leo energies affect it for me, or can I tell yet? I need to dig into my Leo energy relative to this, is what I need to do. That's an area that I'm going to explore during this. Gemini is, because my Jupiter's in Gemini. Well, I'm wondering, what did I say here? See, my 8th house is split between Cancer and Leo. And what I found out when I was working through all of my 8th house placements, according to tarot cards, was that so much of my personality actually is tied to my 8th house that it really is all down to my Taurus placement alone, which is the sign I was born in. It's, the sun was in Aries, but I'm a Taurus season. But all that was left of the deck by the time I was done working out all the 8th house associations, all that was left were the Ace, 2, 3, 4 of Pentacles, which I associate with Taurus, and the Hierophant. That's all that was left. And so I look at my young self as the young Taurus, right? Or that aura that I have, and that kind of awareness, that page of, well, the Page of Pentacles obviously was there with it. And that's the energy that I have to rely on to cope with the rest of myself. So if you can arrive at some kind of realization like that for you, depending on which house affects you the most, you might not know for a while. I've been reviewing some other astrologers' work when they talk about like children are always in the 5th house, and I'm thinking, well, should I go back and revise? I'm like, well, my child does not show up in my 5th house placements anywhere so far. I mean, he is a Leo rising, but when I look at where I am in even different versions of my chart, no, it doesn't show up there. It does show up as a Venus placement. Is it a Venus placement or a Lilith placement? Probably a Venus, because Lilith would be more moon. But I can see where in my chart I am looking to be potentially a young mom. Yes? So I found it another way. But then again, would I be able to predict or be certain about anybody else's chart finding something similar in theirs? And I would be hesitant to. I'm not so much about the prediction as the problem solving, as the forensic. So that's where we start for me with Cancer, with Houseboat energy. I did do a drawing of a houseboat. I'm going to leave it out of this one. It's a huge theme in my life, but I want to say it's the same as the pink spider and the Scorpio stuff, where it predicted me. It came into my life ahead of time to affirm ahead of time this work, right? These choices. So I wouldn't say that I'm trying to project myself, my ideas, my interests onto Cancer. I think Cancer anticipated me. So here I am. I've got out the predictions that I felt called to, and I've totally filled up the space. And I went back, when I went back to Scorpius, I went back and checked, and did basically forensic work. And it's very valuable. It's hard to review. It's hard to sit down and do that. Let's get predictions. Let's get cards for, I haven't even finished up. I did do a video montage for the predictions for Scorpius, and I'll get around to them at some point. It's very hard to fill in the gaps after the fact. Even with that Lovers reversed, I'm still working my way through with that, and I'm okay with that. I don't know that everything will be explained until we get to either the end of this experience, which doesn't really end, it just carries on into the rest of everything else. But and I didn't want to make up. Another thing is coming up with text versus speaking it. It puts you in a different, just like with doing a birth chart, it's pinpointing things on paper and on screen and type is heavy. Like I would need at least a day, if not more, to get into to do somebody's birth chart. Probably, and that's condensing it all. Of course, I wouldn't actually try to do it all in one day, but I'd have to calculate for time that I need away from, cleaning someone's home or something like that, right? So I'd need at least a $200 day to be able to do it, equivalent to what it would take me to. It's more work than cleaning a home, that's for sure. And deep psychic work and coordinating. All right, so for all of us dealing with, even if it's just me, Cancer house, but this is going to be somewhat perennial or evergreen. Oh, you know why they're stopping? Because I do the Japanese deck first. Concentrate, Kristen. Sorry. Basically right now it's about getting back on track. However rough and ready I am doing that. I have a non-birthday. I didn't realize I can't cope with my birthday, so I don't try. what happens is, and I've been telling people, I don't get it. But, I mean, there are family reasons for why a birthday can be difficult, for sure. But, you know, those get worked on or not, and released or healed. But no, I swear to God, for years, it's always been a week or so beforehand. It's just crap shit comes my way, and I just want to hide. And I didn't know until this year, because I didn't know I was coming into all of this stuff. I knew I was always working psychically, absolutely. Always, you know, for years been connected by murder victims, not people that I've murdered, but actual, you know, victims that have come to me for help. But all kinds of other psychic work, and the psychic co-writing for over 20 years. But the astrology, I felt cut out of. And they kept me out of it on purpose. They brought me back. They brought me into it when they wanted to bring me into it. So I did not know, even until last year, that I was a Scorpio rising. And I did not know that there's the supermoon, the Scorpio full moon, about a week before my birthday. And that brings the shit out of everybody else. I'd be okay with it. Some Scorpios feel it, depending on whatever. But no, I deal with all my shit. So, yeah, no, that's why everybody brings me their crap. So I really just can only control what triggers and reduce what triggers, so that I can stay as high functioning as possible. And so that means, you know, it's as much as possible. Facebook won't let me reset my privacy settings, so I just deactivated the account for a week. Right? But yeah, you come up with the unique solutions. So, but it is, you spend the day in the very deep, heavy, hard Scorpio energy, and then transmuting, right? Because you don't live in a bubble. And then I did discover, I came up with really unique, or they helped me come up with very unique, to make the most of the energy, come up with very unique solutions. Such as a new, you know, an alternate Facebook personal page. And just, but, you know, things will get crowded again. It's not that people are, all right, I'll concentrate. Shush and concentrate. I need a card, please, for this. Our Cancer houseboat journey. What is it like for us for the next few weeks on this houseboat? Unique from the submarine. Okay, thank you. And unique from the cruise ship. The world. Okay, what did we have before? The star. Okay, now we have the world. But are we still recording? Yay, we are. Okay. You must find your purpose to accomplish it. There is no guarantee for success, but the experience you gain will have the potential to fill your desires. So, given we're in Cancer energy, possibly separating what's ours from what's everybody else's. Possibly. That's my immediate sense. God knows I won't arrive at a later sense of it. Okay. And, well, maybe, what did I do before? Yeah, we can close out with this. We can do tarot first. Let's explain the world. Let's explain the world. Let's do, it's like I've forgotten everything I know. However, the coordination that's coming together, as far as I'm concerned, and I know it's my pet project, so it's easy for me to say, and it's easy for me to be so motivated, yeah? And that's why, if you come up with any modifications or a whole new idea for how to track yourself, then absolutely jump into that. Use this as the spark. there's no point in trying to apply a discipline with, you know, with the best intentions, but struggling, you know. I've started and abandoned many other people's journals and diaries. I've finished some of them. Design plays a huge part. Design plays a huge part, and that's why I thought, well, with weekly videos, this one being late enough, but I'll just keep doing this year after year. Then the impetus is there. Okay. Whew. Let's see here. How do we want to? Just a few cards. Okay, that's coming shooting out. Oh, for God's sake, temperance. Okay. Well, no wonder I'm feeling agitated. Okay. Sagittarius energy, divine timing on the table. That can only be divine timing because it's a major arcana deck. Okay. Sagittarius faith. Now, it could be just impatient. It could be restlessness. It could be not listening, right? Because I'm stopping to listen. Now we do have that Sagittarius full moon, the strawberry moon coming up. That's the next, okay. Wow, okay, so we had the King of Wands last time, now we have the Queen of Wands. Both in the upright. Okay, let's switch to the other half of the deck. Now this to me is, okay, so now it's suggesting the Lovers reversed. I don't know about these. Okay, Six of Swords reversed and the Five of Pentacles in the upright. So I have Justice. To me, these, okay, for my placements, this is Virgo and this is Libra. And we can go down that again, but for me, the air signs and the earth signs, right? I've changed all their classifications to match what their houses represent. Other factors. So this is the first card of Virgo. And we had the Hermit reversed last time. So out in the cold, something right needs to be done. And probably tied to career, to job, to work, to finances. Because here we have a Justice card. This is the middle card of Libra for me. So we're past a dispute, a necessary change of opinion or belief. But we're hung up on receiving revelation and then safe passage to a new, well, into transforming how we speak, how we think, how we present ourselves. So there's something about there's something about communication style that's affecting your finances, our ability to, because the 5 is leading to that 6. Yes, the fair pay, the fair exchange. Okay. Now, how does that affect? Now, we do have the plan, though. The Queen of Wands has the plan. We're still, I wonder if I should, okay, I'll try for one more. This has something to do with choosing your moment. This guy, he won't like somebody else choosing his moment for him, but it has something to do with this. So the timing is off. Timing is off for something. Timing is off. So in the meantime, you've got to figure out, obviously, with the Swords energy affecting, we could almost say that it could go this way, right? As cause and effect. And so there is, yes, we need to figure out. And right now we have, you must find your purpose to accomplish it. So then the purpose in terms of how you communicate it, how you present yourself, is what I'm saying, okay? All right, and let's close it off with Ancient India deck. These cards are from the Ibiza Tarot.com, also on Etsy. Carmen there is a wonderful, wonderful woman. I gotta go leave some reviews on her page. These cards are phenomenal. And I want to get more from her. But, yeah, there's just, I'm feeling that Temperance reversed is what I'm doing. It's just, and it could be, no, I know that I can feel anything at any time, depending on what they want. So she's probably frustrated as hell. Yeah. And I would put her as Sagittarius energy, because I would put her as the cumulative fire experience of the 9th house. The 9th house, once you reach 9, 10, 11, 12, you're into dealing with other people. You're into, you know, the bigger issues. So, I mean, you can definitely be a very strong Leo and a very strong Aries with that Queen of Wands card. But in terms of the level of thinking and the level of performance, it's 9th house level in terms of numeric ascension. But take it as a, wow. They are just not, okay, let's just do a split then. Let's just take the one on top, because that's the only one that wants to come. Magician. Start moving and be open to the magic all around you. Find a magic snake charmer and success will be yours. Well, what did we have before? We had the Hierophant, didn't we? And at the bottom, Temperance reversed. So let's see what they say about Temperance. As above, so below. As to the left, so to the right. Well, just like the Magician pose. Yes. As above, so below. Masonic. Yes. The more you push the nature, well, Hermetic, everything, but that's all. The more you push the nature, the more she pushes back. Start moving and be open to the magic all around you. So interesting to have this movement reversed. And Sagittarius is all about movement. Sagittarius is all about movement. Why is this confusing? He would move because he's going to find things out. Well, we'll find out as we go. Necessary, because the necessary change in that Five of Pentacles from being guarded and being basically stuck with what you have and not having more because you need to invest it. So you've invested it. And it's cost a lot. Okay, you know what? And it's just me. It's just me. Anything else? Probably not. I think it's already basically one card more than I would normally take, and I might just... Yep. No. Okay. She's not saying, and we have to go looking for it. End of. That's all. We have to go looking. We have to go looking. Yeah. Okay. That I accept. Very good. We have Cancer energy right here. We have Virgo energy repeated with this Five of Pentacles. Yes. Okay. And I would say even Lilith with magnetisms. I'll rely on this card as a descriptor for birth chart analysis when we're looking at the Lilith placement, because it's your magnetisms and it's your polarities and, you know, how you would, you know, how you light people up or not and sell them on what you're doing. Okay. So then what's interesting is, and I would take this to be her energy as well, both in reverse. So she's not waiting on, she is waiting on you. She's waiting on you. And I would say Kali, grandmother spider, Hecate. I'm wondering about Oshun, but I know we don't want to give Oshun of the Orisha. We don't want to say she's, I wouldn't say that the Greeks I accept as gods anyway, right? I wouldn't say that, no. I don't know. There's this, all I know is by name and energy. Where they land in the great hierarchy, if there is one, which I wouldn't be favorable of anyway. But okay, so that explains, this has got a bit of a vague, but she's doing that on purpose. She's doing that on purpose because it's up to us. Okay, I don't know why. We've been doing so much already. My God, I don't need another huge photo journal. Okay, back in a few days.